first question is from Ong Keen Ann, IA ID number 4, who's asking, Dear Swamiji, may I know the reasons in putting Vedic astrology in this inner awakening? May I know your opinions on tarot cards? As I know there is Osho Zen cards and other oracle cards. It seems like it will take a long time to learn astrology. May I know the best ways to learn astrology? Ong Keen Ann, IA ID number 4.
Ong Keen Ann. First, he is asking, may I know the reasons in putting Vedic astrology in this IA? Because I see spiritual astrology helps many people to grow in right direction. Please understand, the spiritual astrology is not much about prediction alone. Prediction is one part. Counseling, just to tell what is going to come, incarnation is not needed. To help you to change or cross over, only an incarnation is needed. It is the right guidance and counseling. That is the reason, to provide the right guidance and counseling only, I have introduced spiritual astrology in this inner awakening. My opinions about tarot cards, please understand, he is asking my opinion about tarot cards. I don't have much exposure or experience with tarot cards, so I do not want to pass any opinion or judgment unless I know about it thoroughly. I don't have much knowledge about it. And you are asking about Osho Zen cards and oracle cards. To tell you honestly, I do not have much experience about all of them. So, I cannot pass any opinion. But if you still want to know authenticity of them, you better ask me in the Akashic reading. That time, I can straight push the time wheel and read out and tell you. That's it. And may I know the best ways to learn astrology? Again, I have not yet developed a course or a system to teach astrology. Maybe soon we will come up with some books and system to teach astrology. As on now, I am only able to give the spiritual astrology predictions and counseling. Next question.
The next question is from Rajiv Ramnath, IA ID number 57, who's asking, My dear Swamiji, can you please elaborate on what a seeker undergoes during an identity crisis? How does one react to such a crisis? Can such a crisis bring about laziness or boredom? How does the seeker get past this stage in his spiritual seeking? Thank you, Rajiv Ramnath, IA ID number 57.
Rajiv Ramnath. His question, Swamiji, can you please elaborate on what a seeker undergoes during an identity crisis? He undergoes everything other than clarity. Anything negative above the sky and below the sky and under the earth, he goes through. How does one react to such a crisis? Usually, you react in a very foolish way. See, when you get disease, that is the time you need to have more trust and closeness to your doctor, obedience to your doctor. But because you got sick, you say, how dare, such a good doctor is for me. I have such a best family doctor. Still I have fallen sick. I don't trust him. I will not go to him. I will dump him. I will curse him. You escape from him. You don't trust him. You doubt him and you just completely move away from him. What will happen? Death. That is what usually people do when they have identity crisis. They say, what is the use of this great master incarnation in my life? All my life I was with him, I served him, I am his disciple, still he is not helping. You create your own theories, theologies and interpretations for my words. Suddenly, from your eyes, all my grace disappears. Till yesterday, what a grace, what a power, what an energy. Suddenly you say, he's not a handsome guy. And who wants to see him? Suddenly, everything looks like a pain. And even if he helps, who knows whether I will be able to retain that help and stay in that state itself. Your foolishness does everything, all asanas, Sirasasana, Chakrasana, Surya Namaskar, everything your foolishness does, other than finding solution. When you have identity crisis, that is the time you need to have more trust on the Master. You need to be more close to him. You need to be available to him. You need to do what he says. It is unfortunate how much ever you tell human beings, only during the identity crisis, they get bumped out of this whole enlightenment machinery. Master's mission is enlightenment machine. But when you go through the identity crisis, you get bumped out. It's like the car assembly line, just before engine being put, the car gets bumped out. What is the use? Just before the engine's installation, if a car gets bumped out, maybe it can be used as a bullock cart, not as a car. If a car gets bumped out in the assembly line before the engine being fixed, the only reason it can be used is, only way it can be used is as a bullock cart, not as a car. Many times, only when you go through the identity crisis, you escape, you get bumped out very foolishly. You are asking, can such a crisis bring about laziness and boredom? What laziness and boredom? It will bring destruction. It's like you are asking, if I drink poison and don't take medicines, will I have boils on my skin? Will I have any ulcer in my stomach? What ulcer? You are going to have cancer. Come on. Boredom and laziness is very small problem. Please understand. Till you become one with the cosmic identity, your identity will be constantly going through a crisis. How can a straw which is floating on the ocean be safe, comfortable, settled? No. Till it disappears into the ocean, it cannot be settled. Identity crisis is a two-word. Identity itself is the meaning of identity crisis. You don't need to use two words, identity crisis. If you just use the word identity, that's enough. Identity will have crisis, that's all. That is the truth. As long as you have identity, it will have crisis. Normally, in the society, when you have identity crisis, you always have escaping routes, exit routes. TV. In TV itself, 200 channel. Only in India, 676 channels are there. Anyhow, hundreds of channels. If not, then pay-per-view, movies, on-demand shows and programs. If nothing is working, then internet. There is so much escape route, exit route is there for you. That is why you manage the identity crisis. Like, you don't allow yourself to be same spot, you just move. Check, and try to relax. There also again, a wave attacks you. And again, it's like a straw being pushed and pulled by the waves in the ocean. Slowly that straw goes and hides itself near a boat, small boat. So for 5 minutes, no waves attacks the straw. But after a few minutes, the boat moves. Then again the straw is pulled and pushed this side and that side by the waves. Again this fellow goes and hides behind another one small boat. These boats behind which you hide is this entertainment programs. All the methods you use to change your mood, whether it is alcohol, smoking, TV, newspaper, knowing about others, peeping into others' bedroom. No, really. The sickness of peeping into others' bedroom, I don't know when human beings will lose that. You can peep into any number of people's bedroom and entertain yourself, engage yourself, but the identity crisis is not going to leave you. The moment that boat moves, again the waves are going to attack you. Till the straw disappears into the ocean, identity crisis is not going to be solved. So I tell you, identity crisis brings not just laziness and boredom, it brings destruction. Identity crisis, not handled properly, is equivalent to drinking poison. Rajiv is asking, how does the seeker get past this stage in his spiritual seeking? The only way, you should strongly decide, only during all my confusion and difficult moments, I will not leave the master. During the most difficult, confusing, identity crisis moments is the time I should be with him. I should be around him. I should not be disconnected. Take this decision strongly. Just day before yesterday, I received a message from one of my brahmachari who is staying in Chennai. He received a call from one ex-brahmachari who ran away and got married. I told him, if you want to get married, marry. But after marriage, be here in the ashram till you settle down in your life. But that poor fellow, he did not have guts to tell he wants to marry. He ran away and married. Now he is calling this brahmachari and crying profusely. He is begging, just talk to me at least. But what this poor brahmachari can do? He can only listen to the cry. Nothing else. Understand? When the identity crisis happens to you, decide strongly, I will not leave the master. Somehow hang on. You may not get the AC compartment or the first class, second class. Even if it is that third class unreserved compartment, sitting in the bathroom without fan, or hanging on the bogie, sitting above, below, or hanging anywhere is okay. Hang on. Don't miss. Even if you are one in this, continue to hang on. Hang on. Don't miss. I tell you, especially during the identity crisis. That is not the time to miss. That is not the time to leave. Hang on. You will see. You save yourself. I really tell you, the best way for a seeker to get past in this stage in his spiritual seeking is to hang on to the Master. Just make sure you don't get down from the train, that's all. Whether you are in the AC, first class or second class or third class bathroom without fan, or you are hanging, hang on, you will reach it. Whether you are in first class or third class, you are going to reach the same place, don't worry. It is not like Indian Airlines. The roof goes to another city and bottom goes to another city. If you are blessed and you have done all vratas, pujas, homas, and if your wife's Mangalya is very powerful, roof, bottom and the seats of Indian Airlines may land in the same airport. I don't want to say same place, same airport. Not otherwise. In those days, there was a rule for sannyasis. You should not cross ocean. Because less number of sadhus, they don't want to risk. Sadhus should not risk their lives. Like a scientist, less number of scientists, why to risk their lives? So same way, sadhus are inner scientists, less number. So our rishis made a rule. Sadhus should not light fire, should not swim, should not cross the ocean. Because why to unnecessarily do the risky things? I thought, no, what is there nowadays in the modern day? Flights are there, very safe. I started traveling, crossing the ocean. But only after getting into Indian Airlines once, I realized our rishis are right. Next.
This is one more question from Rajiv Ramnath, IA ID number 57. He's asking, my dear Swamiji, with any kind of intermediate milestones crossed by a seeker, what motivates him or her to seek for the next higher experience? Is there a danger of stopping at the intermediate step, since every step gives joy to the seeker? How does the seeker then progress beyond what he or she has glimpsed, since he tends to crave for the same experience every time he is with the Guru? Thank you. Rajiv Ramnath, IA ID number 57.
Rajiv, first thing. Every experience you go through with a Guru is not repetition of the same experience. It is the upgraded next level experience. Anything you go through on your own only can be repetition. Anything you go through with the Master is never repetition, upgraded revision. Please understand, updated reprint is not repetition. It is revised, upgraded, updated. So again, the only answer for this question is Guru's grace. Be directly connected to him and guided by him. Because it is such a difficult individual personal problems to attend. Only a direct guidance can help you. Direct guidance can elevate you. That is why even this anger-free samyama, I made a clear rule. You have to be physically around me to practice in the initial level. Please understand, today, 15th day, successfully, many of our ashramites are continuing. 15 days, 10th I initiated, 15 days over, and still they are not eating. And they are not even losing weight now. Weight loss has stopped. Only first 4 or 5 days the weight loss was there. Now weight loss has stopped. Their body is not shrinking. They are doing regular yoga, fitness training, akada, building muscles, everything. From where protein comes, from where energy is coming, nobody knows. So seeing this few of our devotees and disciples started in their own place, of course, is sincerity is appreciated, but you need a personal guidance. You see, every day I make sure I see all of them at least once and ask them, do you feel hungry? The moment you feel hungry, you should eat. I make sure they are healthy. They are all right. They are living their routine. There is no heat in their body. There is no boils in their body. And they are medically safe. Their health is not getting disturbed. But if you are physically away, I will not be able to constantly monitor. You need a constantly monitored, taken care during these samyamas. So what you are asking, Rajiv, this space is also this kind of samyama space where the person is directly attended, taken care. So by the end of this year, we will have at least 100 people. Earlier I planned 10 people. Now I see the way it is picking up. The fire of initiation spreading. At least 100 people I will be able to put in front of scientists. Test them. They are not eating anything. They are alive. You put them under camera, surveillance, medical test, do anything you want. Because I saw successfully the DNA which is responsible for making energy out of air and sun rays, sunlight, is already awakened in many of these sadhakas, seekers. In many of them, that DNA is awakened. So now I am confident to put them in front of scientists. This will be more useful to human beings than teleportation and materialization. Because if this science can be taught, millions of people will be liberated from the sufferings of hunger and thirst and the crimes done because of hunger and thirst. Do you know? Just not having food makes human beings cause millions of crimes. If you want to know the hunger crimes, just go to the website. You will see crimes due to hunger. You see the statistics. I am shocked how many thousands are killed. See, in US I have seen in the newspapers, people are killed just for one hamburger, just for $2. Nothing, hamburger, just for a pizza. It is so unfortunate. People have to kill others for their food. I heard in Toronto temple, a thief entered and took all the undi money, but very peacefully went away without disturbing anybody. I told them, start giving food for whoever comes. Then this problem will be avoided. Toronto, start giving food. And you guys will not have any problem. Just for food only you are stealing, nothing else. Because in the temple, what will you get? Maximum few dollars. If we can teach to humanity to be hunger-free, food-free, thirst-free, I can tell you, that will be breakthrough in the human consciousness. I think I am already successful. We only need to put it in front of scientists and should develop a methodology to reach out to masses. Only that too. But this subject is such a self-propagating subject. I don't need to do marketing. It will market itself.
Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nithyananda has been placed alongside Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, Paulo Coelho and others by Mind, Body, Spirit, the world's top esoteric magazine from Watkins, London's oldest and largest bookstore. A yogi by birth, he has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English. Translations of these books are available in 26 languages in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Marathi, French, Malay, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, German, Danish, Spanish, Russian and Chinese. He is also an exemplary speaker with over 10,000 hours of profound life solutions through his discourses. Social services such as Annadan, free medical care, free educational services with ashrams, schools, temples, hospitals established in more than 140 places around the world, offering exceptional services. A powerful spiritual healer who has healed millions of people of diseases from migraine to cancer. A Kriya Yogi who has formulated Kriyas for physical health and mental well-being, benefiting thousands. A living master who offers practical solutions for our everyday problems. He is the founder and spiritual head of Nithyananda Dhyanapeetham, a spiritual powerhouse who has revived the sacred Vedic tradition by establishing Vedic temples in places like Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, Toronto, Ohio, Oklahoma, Phoenix, St. Louis, Malaysia, Brazil, Paris, Guadeloupe, Dallas, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Calgary, Vancouver, Singapore, and places in India like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Tiruvannamalai. A spiritual guru for 10 million followers, an incarnation who transmits the highest spiritual energy through initiation, a contemporary yogi who has revived the Vedic science of yoga worldwide through thousands of yoga centers, an adept in Ashtamahasiddhis, mystical yogic powers, who has effortlessly awakened the Kundalini of thousands and graced them with spiritual powers, a dynamic young guru who is an inspiration for thousands of youngsters, India's most watched spiritual guru online, a beacon of spiritual light who has triumphed over the forces of religious terrorism and political persecution. Paramahamsa Nithyananda is an eternal Kalpataru, blessing the world with the boons of material abundance and spiritual enlightenment.
वन्दे पापविनाशक्तं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतं नित्यमुक्तं निर्विकल्पं ध्यानलोकप्रदीपकं वन्दे शान्तमयं बन्धं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम् आनन्दगन्धसञ्चारं सर्वोपाधिविनिर्मुक्तं वन्दे ज्ञानालयं नाथं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्.
Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bangalore, 562109. Contact 0974220331. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/lifeblissfoundation.